Hello, and welcome back to the channel. As most of you know, I'm Topher. And for those of you who don't know and just randomly decided to click on my video, welcome to the channel. I'm Topher. Thank you for stopping by. So I figured I would give you guys a channel update video as we are heading into November. As of recording this, it's almost Halloween, so happy Halloween. I hope you guys are being safe out there. For those of you who are celebrating, and those of you who are like me and work all damn weekend, I hope you had fun at work. Stay hydrated, get some sleep, try to get some sleep. Heaven knows I don't, but that's beside the point. But yeah, we are heading into November, and you know, lots of things that I have planned. I always have lots of things planned in my head, and we just wait and see how these things pan out. But first thing I want to touch on is, since it is November, obviously Thanksgiving happens towards the end of the month. And some people celebrate Thanksgiving, some people don't, but what I wanted to do this month is to have sort of like a themed month around just thankfulness in general. So, idea I have in my head is that each week I'll be focusing my videos on things that I'm thankful for. So like the first week, I think, what do I have on my list? The first week of November, I'm going to be doing boy bands, because I've had so many just different boy bands come to my attention over the last couple months, but whether they were the bands themselves or solo artists. So, and I remember last month I wanted to do like a BTS themed week where I just reacted to nothing but BTS stuff, and I didn't get around to it. So this is kind of an extension of that, to kind of make up for that, but also there are just so many other boy bands that I've come across in the last couple months that I've fallen in love with. So first week in November, I'm going to feature a lot of boy bands. So that's BTS, SB19, BGYO. I just started reacting to Wonho, so Wonho and his band, I think Monster X. Also started reacting to Taemin, and I think his band Shiny. So those are things I want to look at, and a couple others that have just been recommended. So I've got lots of just suggestions that I want to dive into. So I will be featuring an abundance of boy bands over this first week, and then my second week is going to be dedicated all to my queen, my goddess, my end all be one, the only Kelly Clarkson, because y'all know I am super thankful for her and just her existence in general. She was the first reaction I ever posted to this channel, and she has been a staple to the channel ever since. She always will be, because like I said, she is my queen. Then the third week, I plan to react to or feature an abundance of just Filipino artists in general, because without the Filipino people, the Filipino culture, and the Filipino artists that I've been introduced to over the last 3-4 years, however long I've had this channel would not be what it is. Like, yes, it would still have some level of success, and I would probably still have some sort of following, but the Filipino people have just been such an influential part of my channel's growth, and I love y'all. So I want to feature my Filipino people. So that's the ones that I react to quite frequently, you know, Regine, Morissette, Katrina, and then, you know, some of the ones that I love but I don't get around to nearly as often as I should. KZ, Darren, a couple other, Lonnie, Jaya, you know, the list goes on and on and on and on. So third week of November, I'll be, you know, featuring heavily my Filipino artists, and then the last week I'm going to feature BLs, and not saying that I'm not going to react to BL series throughout the rest of the month, but I feel like the last week specifically, it's going to be outside of the context of the actual series I'm reacting to. There'll be, you know, like behind the scenes or interviews or look at this ship outside. You know, I get requests for a lot of those videos, and I love seeing those kind of videos. So that last week will be dedicated to my BL people. Now, that being said, just because I've got these themed weeks happening doesn't mean that that's all that's going to be on the channel. That's just giving a heads up that for this particular themed week, you're going to see an abundance of this throughout the week. But I'll still feature, you know, my normal content and whatnot, because like Adele's dropping an album in November, so obviously she didn't fit into any of these categories, but you bet your ass I'm still gonna listen and react to stuff. Kelly just released her Christmas album a couple weeks ago, which means that her Christmas live performances are going to be coming out relatively soon. So you bet your ass I'm going to be reacting to that outside of the Kelly Clarkson week. I just love SB19 in general. I feel like I read somewhere that they've got something dropping soon, or I might have made that up. I'm not entirely sure. But if I didn't make that up, then yes, I'll feature them outside of the boy band. Like, just because there's a particular theme for the week doesn't mean that is all you're going to get. It's just you're going to get a lot of that happening throughout the week, along with the normal other stuff that will get sprinkled throughout the week. And then speaking of BLs, I've got a number of series I've got so many series. Y'all keep giving me suggestions, and my list just keeps growing and growing and growing and growing and growing, and it's exciting because I love these series for the most part that I've watched, and it's daunting because there's just so many. I feel like there's so much to do in so little time. But as far as this month coming up, so I just finished reacting or recording my reactions to Until We Meet Again and Ton Hon Chon the T, as well as History 3. So in the last couple weeks I finished those guys. History 3 Trapped. And I started reacting to Not Bite Me. That's on my to-do list. My Sweet Dear. And by the time they seem to be releasing 2 episodes at a time every like week or every couple weeks or whatever, so I'm already recorded up to episode 4 at this point. So by the end of the month that series should be done, because I think they said it's only 8 episodes. So that should be done by the end of the month. So series that should be continuing onward that I've already started. So at some point during the month I'm going to finish Gray Rainbow, because it's only a 3-episode series and I've only gotten through the first episode, and it was a lot to process, and heavy emotions, and I it's not one that I can just like binge through. So, but I will get through the rest of that, the last 2 episodes, at some point during this month. I'm also going to continue Advance Bravely. I know a lot of people warned me that the censorship in China is heavy, and the novel that the series is based on was hot and heavy and gave you all kinds of feels, but the heavy censorship in China was like, we ain't featuring none of that gay nonsense. So it's played off more as like a friendship or a bromance or whatever, but I'm like, okay, if I enjoy the storyline, I enjoy the storyline, so I'll continue on through that. I've been enjoying it pretty much for the most part. And then I put out a poll a couple weeks ago asking, after I finished reacting to History 3 Trapped, asking which history I should dive into next, and the winner of the poll was, drumroll, maybe I'll insert a drumroll sound effect here, maybe I won't, I don't know. But the winner of the poll was History 3 Make It Count, so I will be starting that. Actually, I'm going to dive into the first episode in this reaction session that I'm recording now. So that'll be ongoing throughout the month. I don't know that I'll finish it in the month, but I'm starting it this month. And there are a couple like shorter series that I've had sitting in my list that have been recommended to me, like He, She, It, and the Close Friends series that I've wanted to react to. So I think I'm gonna dive into those throughout the month, just because they are so short and I can get through them relatively quickly. And then there's one more mystery series that I'm going to start this month. And by mystery series, I mean, I don't know what it is yet. I've got so many amazing suggestions, and I'm gonna leave it up to you guys. So I'll put another poll in the community tab of the channel, but right now the front runners for what I'm looking at are Tale of a Thousand Stars, Dark Blue Kiss, Love by Chance, and A Lovely Rider, because all those have been suggested very, very heavily amongst, 700 million other BLs. But yeah, so you guys can let me know, go vote, and just help me decide what the mystery one is that I'm going to start this month. Let me see, I feel like, yeah, finish that, okay. Yeah. And then last thing I got on my list as far as this month goes is, I know a lot of people have put down in the comments, not so much recently, but like a month and a half ago, there were a number of comments asking like, hey, I really miss seeing you in drag, which I was like, okay, cool, thanks, I'm glad you enjoyed it. So for those people who are like, hey, I missed you in drag, you should do it, blah, 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 blah. Well, your wishes will be answered this month. I have a drag event that I'm performing at next week. So since I will already have been shaven next week for that event, while, you know, face is still baby smooth, Vanna will be coming out for, you know, a couple reactions here, there, and everywhere. So you'll see her a little bit throughout the month. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had for this. So yeah. Oh, and some of you have noticed already that the, I guess not really theme music, but the intro music for my reaction videos has changed over like the last week or so. Reason being, like, I really enjoyed the music that I had before. I didn't create that video, it was created for me. And it's been fine, you know, for the longest, but over like the last two and a half weeks, I've gotten a lot of manual copyright claims, emails sent to my you know, inbox and whatnot, so I go check the notifications, and they're all for that portion of the video. So like, there have been so many videos that I've had posted for the longest time that have been perfectly fine, there's been no issues, no copyright claims, been monetized and all that kind of stuff, and now all of a sudden they're being copyright claimed, so then they're being demonetized because of this music that's happening. And I'm like, I don't know that I want that to continue. So anytime I've gotten one of those notifications, I've just gone into the YouTube studio and either muted that section or just trimmed out that section of video. So some of the older videos might be missing in the whole introductory part of the thing, which is whatever. So I'm like, if it was a series like with Until We Meet Again, where they don't block the series, but I also can't monetize on those videos, that's fine. As long as the video gets seen, that's cool. But if it's stuff that's already been monetized and for the longest time, and now all of a sudden the only thing keeping it from being monetized is the fact that this intro music is being claimed, I'm like, okay, no, we're gonna just not use this music. So that's why the intro music changed. I just found some more royalty-free music that hopefully won't get, you know, copyright claimed, at least no time soon, so I don't have to go through this again. But yeah, that's what was up with that. So intro music changed, themed weeks, starting off with boy bands this week, then Kelly Clarkson, then Filipino artists and just people in general, and then BL content. And then the BLs I'm starting or continuing this month are History 3 Make Your Days Count, continuing through Advance Bravely, gonna finish out Gray Rainbows, start some of the shorter series, and then I'll put up the poll that you guys can decide on the last series I'll start this month. And Vanna will be making appearances. That is it. That is my summary. So I'm going to stop babbling so I can dive into History 3. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little update, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Love you. Mwah. And before you guys go, a shout out to my amazing patrons. I can't begin to express how thankful I am for your support. And if you guys would like to join us over on Patreon, the link is down in the description. Love you guys.